Well, actor Kirk Cameron has made public libraries a focal point in his effort to provide wholesome content for children. Now he's entering a new arena by competing against the world's largest publisher and distributor of children's books. His mission? To give young students a better education with a strong moral foundation. Charlene Aaron reports.
Cameron is partnering with Skytree Book Fairs, a nonprofit group aiming to equip children with books that promote positive values and lifestyles, all while respecting parents and guardians as the ultimate authority to determine what their child reads.
We see that there is such an avalanche of filth and material that's twisting the minds of children about the most basic things of reality and families: gender, faith, what is America.
Scholastic books have been a long-time staple in America's public schools, and Cameron says the publisher has taken a turn by now pushing sexually explicit and other harmful content to kids. He recently highlighted one example of a book called Welcome to St. Hell, which glamorizes gender transitioning to a vulnerable audience, middle schoolers.
We all grew up with Scholastic as the publisher of these great books, and Clifford the Big Red Dog, and Stuart Little, and James and the Giant Peach, and all the fun little crossword puzzles. Well, their book fairs are now filled with the kind of progressive, socialist, Marxist material that is undermining God, family, and the country.
Across the country, the fight over allowing such content in schools continues. The Virginia Beach, Virginia School Board recently voted to put a committee in place to keep such content from elementary libraries.
And I think we should fill our limited space in our libraries with books that are uplifting, that help to develop children, and that achieve our primary task, which is to teach them to read, write, understand science, appreciate great literature, understand history. Those books should not be harmful.
As a counter, Cameron wants to provide students with better options and schools with empowering alternatives.
You can replace these harmful scholastic book fairs with helpful, wholesome book fairs with 500 books that have all been vetted and screened to take out all of the nasty pornography and the critical race theory and the race stuff. And they're about wholesome, good values.
Cameron says support from parents, teachers, and schools has been huge.
We already have over 1,000 schools, public and private, that are replacing scholastic book fairs. When we first showed up at a library to read one of these books with pro-God, pro-America values, the leadership at the library said our people wouldn't be interested. We're more of a progressive community, and we don't align with your values. Well, when we showed up, we were greeted by thousands, literally 2,000 to 3,000 parents and grandparents and children coming to downtown libraries that families deserted because of all of the violence and the crime and the rioting that was going on in the last few years. Why? Because they want a resurgence of first principles and the values that lead to their children's blessing and protection.
As these concerned parents seek morally safe family entertainment, Cameron is also launching a new television series for kids.
Our kids are having an identity crisis in our country. They don't know who they are. They don't know where they're going. They don't understand right from wrong, or even if they're a boy or a girl. So we want to tell stories that are going to give kids their identity in Christ. They're going to teach them values. Think of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, only modernized with hilarious dialogue, beautiful animation. And it's called Adventures with Iggy and Mr. Kirk. I'm Mr. Kirk.
Mr. Kirk.
And my little sidekick is an iguana named Iggy, and he is being puppeteered by a world-renowned creator of puppets who worked with Jim Henson and the Muppets on Sesame Street.
Adventures with Iggy and Mr. Kirk is set to air later this summer. Available on YouTube, Rumble, and other streaming platforms. Charlene Aaron, CBN News.
Well, you see stories like this and you go, homeschoolers have it right. In order to make sure we know what our children are learning, we're going to have to teach them on our own, and we're going to have to vet everything. We're not going to hand our children over to some kind of bureaucracy for 6 to 8 hours a day and then try to train them up in the way they should go in the remaining hours. It just doesn't work. Well, to learn more about Kirk Cameron's books and his upcoming TV show, just go to cbnnews.com.